I don't know when the clash between the Benue State governor or the Benue State government and the federal government will ever end. Remember that the Benue State governor Samuel Ortom was actually attacked by Fulani herdsmen, and he expected that the federal government would take responsibility for that and quickly attend to these farmers and herders clash and all of that. But unfortunately, that case is still pending and nothing has been said about it. I guess he was pained by that. That is why he's rather really taking it hard on the government of the day, because remember that President Buhari did not agree with the southern governors on open grazing. He said open grazing must continue, and southern governors have agreed that they will not allow that to happen. That has actually been causing a lot of controversies between these two. But, the government of the day seem not to be really speaking wisely, especially Garba Shehu, that has been speaking to the southern governors, saying that they don't know what they are doing, that they are causing more disunity in the country with them banning open grazing from the country. And remember that Malami also said that if the southern governors are saying open grazing should be banned, he said it's just like the northern governors coming together and saying spare parts should also be banned. And he has been blasted for that, saying how could he compare spare parts with that of open grazing of animals. And also remember that Garba Shehu said that open grazing is something that should be allowed because it has to do with food and farming and the likes. But we are still yet to see the outcome of all of that. But of course, let us see what the Benue State government has to say about all of this, because he said they don't have any land for grazing in their area. He said whether open grazing or even ranches, that there is none that he would allow in his state. Benue government is really tough, and they are taking it so personal and seriously. Anyway, guys, more of all of these details you will find in this report, but ensure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell, and ensure you like and share our videos. All right, guys, without further ado, it says right here that the Benue State government has urged the federal government to leave the state out of its plan on open grazing, noting that there is no land to be bequeathed for cattle grazing routes in the state. This is in reaction to the statement issued by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, on the plan of the federal government to commence rehabilitation of grazing reserves in the country. The Benue State government, in a statement on Tuesday, described the federal government's move as not only shocking, but one that shows there is a hidden agenda. The statement reads, while we may not stop the federal government's plan to rehabilitate grazing reserves or create cattle routes in other states, we wish to make it clear that no land in Benue State has been gazetted for grazing routes, grazing reserves, cattle colonies, and rural settlement. Benue is therefore not part of the grazing reserves rehabilitation program of the federal government. We expect the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to weigh the negative consequences its recommendation will have on the unity and security of the nation and advise Mr. President that Nigerians are not on the same page with him regarding the matter of open grazing. It is not too late to salvage the situation. It is now clear that there is a hidden agenda which only the presidency knows. Otherwise, all the regions of the country have accepted the fact that open grazing of animals is no longer fashionable and should be banned to pave way for ranching. Yet, the government at the center is insistent that grazing reserves and cattle routes must be created across the country. On February 9 this year, the Northern State Governors Forum met and agreed that the current system of herding mainly by open grazing is no longer sustainable in view of growing urbanization and population of the country. The forum consequently resolved to sensitize herders on the need to adopt ranching as the new method of animal husbandry. The 17 governors of northern Nigeria rose from their meeting in Asaba on May 11 also this year with a ban on open grazing in the entire region. The southern governors equally adopted ranching as the alternative method of rearing animals. As it stands, the presidency is the lone hand pushing for the continuation of open grazing and the return of cattle routes of the 1950s and 60s. The presidency has, by its endorsement of open grazing, emboldened armed herders who lay claim to all lands in Nigeria as belonging to Fulani. Yes, obviously, I believe we can all remember when Miyetti Allah said that every land in Nigeria belongs to the Fulanis, and that is exactly what they are taking advantage of, because they said for every land in the country, it belongs to them and they can settle anywhere they want to. But the issue we are talking about now is not about whether the land belongs to them or not. Open grazing must be discontinued. It must not continue in the country any longer, because if it continues, it is just a trampling on the rights of Nigerians. Like the Benue State government says that they feel that there is a hidden agenda which only the presidency knows. Otherwise, they said all regions of the country have accepted the fact that open grazing of animal is no longer fashionable, and yet the government is still insisting that there should be open grazing. And remember that they said all of this happened in the 1950s and 60s, and how could it still be allowed in the 20s? You know, it is so funny that things like this are still happening. The things that happened in the 1960s are happening even in the 2000s. It's so unfortunate in Nigeria. Nigeria is not even supposed to be one of the third world countries. Nigeria is supposed to be one of the countries known, yes, as a developing or developed country. It is unfortunate that things are just like this and we are still being recognized as one of the third world countries. It is so bad, so bad. But anyway, I hope the presidency has have a second thought about this and think it through to be on the same page with Nigerians and even the southern governors on the issue of open grazing, because it is no longer fashionable. It is not even, it does not really make sense any longer that you come to in Nigeria that is this open, and you go to big cities and you see cattle being moved around in major cities on the main road. You know, it just makes us look less of ourselves. So it should not even be encouraged. I hope that the presidency really looks this again and ensure that there is a better way to stop open grazing. I think they should just stick with the ranching thing and think of a way forward on how that is going to help the country move forward. So my dear people, that is it. Thank you so much for listening. Please drop your comment, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.